Okay. Um, so, target individual and anybody who's watching this, I've been very clear that I have a purpose in regard of what my video is about. As everything that I'm experiencing at this point is falsified, I want to provide a clear testimonial of the changes and the manipulations I'm experiencing as a target individual. Because at the end of the day, what we are as target individual are human subjects in a program where these governmental entities are experimenting some extremely sophisticated technology that can rewire your thoughts, your memories, your perceptions, your reactions, your body, and so much more. And then they contract people whose purpose is to make you accept these manipulations as if something that is naturally happening, or as if it's a accurate, or was the word actually the word accurate was they made me say that word, but as if this memory is a true memory instead of a falsified memory, which has been the case a lot. As you can see here, at this point I made it clear that my memories have no longer been mine. I made a video actually in 2020, about 3 years ago, a little less than 3 years ago, maybe close to 3 years, but maybe like almost 3 years, right? You can see October 29th, 2020. I was talking about memory manipulation because that's what I was experiencing. I was no longer experiencing the same memories, as if something was changing. They will give me perceptions, reactions, stimulations, and sometimes they'll create completely new memories that never even happened, right? And they would just play with my memories, and I'll never experience the memories the same way. It's just like they would create memories in order to fit this falsified narrative, this persona. And I've said that since August 19, 2019. They've manipulated memories in many ways. They've tried to exaggerate certain things I did. They tried to create false memories where false memory where they gave me perception and stimulation and sensation that I didn't experience at the time, but because they want me to make me accept this notion of self that is not me, they have manipulated that. And I've been vocal about it. If you ever look for anything in regard to memories, you'll see that I've been clearly saying my memories have not been the same. They do these things where they change it, and with time it gets worse because my memories are fading away and they can easily change to something else. This is a memory, for example, I'm going to address that I'm going to talk about that they tried to change before. I think I even made a video about it. I'm sure if I look for things about memories, I can talk about that. I remember when I was going to check and look at an apartment, the person took a while to get there to show me the apartment. So I ended up sitting outside, just waiting. And this neighborhood was a bunch of it's a family neighborhood. There's a bunch of kids playing and whatever. So I'm just sitting down, just waiting, just looking at the neighborhoods, and it looked like very family oriented and whatnot. And I remember there were kids playing. And mind you, this is before August 19, 2019. That's actually the apartment I moved in before August 19, 2019. And then when this thing started happening on August 19, 2019, I was at that apartment. But I was outside. It was a very family-friendly neighborhood, right? There was a bunch of kids playing and family and I remember I would just look around my place. It was going to be my place, but I didn't know I was going to, I was looking at a neighborhood where, I ended up moving. And I was sitting there, and I keep seeing kids playing, it was like, okay, this is more like a family-friendly place, it's okay. At the time, I'm not looking really for family-friendly place. I prefer places where there's more young professional, but this is a place where there's more whole family living there. But whatever, and so I would see kids coming out the building and play with their bikes and whatever, and is the way they have changed those moments, right? Because today I cannot look at a child without getting some kind of reaction or stimulation. They are changing this in different ways. Like I said, their job is to make me accept this new falsified notion of myself. They try to make me be somebody I'm not, and so what they're doing is they're going through my memories and manipulated. This is a memory they actually tried to manipulate before, but it felt more fake before. Then now it's feeling more real because of with time, your memories are fading away. And so this is becoming easier to change my memory at this point. They tried to do the same thing before. And there's one where I think there was this little girl and little boy together, and they tried to make me, especially with the little girl, just make, oh, you see how you looked at the girl, and they tried to give me the sensation stimulation. And at one point, like, oh, you looked at her too long. I was like, what stupidity, And they tried to what's the timer? I should be like, okay, it's too long. No, I was looking at this kid, whatever, just the normal way, as in the sense that I was not getting any reaction. So I felt comfortable to look at any kids, for however long I want to. Like this, I'm not going to get any stimulation. I'm not going to get any reaction. So I will see these kids coming in. I'll look at them and then who's there. If it was a family. But the way they've changed it. Because let me see, like I said before, they're trying to make me accept these pedophilia things I'm experiencing today. So what they're doing is they're going through my memories and changing my perceptions of that memory, giving me reaction, even sensation, even a little bit of stimulations. And at one point they're like, oh, but did you look up? It's so stupid. I just remember seeing these two kids. I think she was with either her brother or like some friend of hers. And there was somebody there. It was like, and so you look at this kid and then to give me sensation. It's so nasty. The way they just rewire and manipulate the memories in order for you to accept this nasty thing. And they try to make me feel nervous. I'm like, listen, let me record this before the day I completely forget. They make a noise campaign. They try to make you be as acceptive as this. Is so nasty. Because as you can see this article, right? It's so funny. This thing is not even an article. It's a journal. It's what's the name of it's a medical journal. Because technology that will be manipulative of memories are really coming close to coming out in the commercial world. That means it's already way past, it's already advanced in the military world. In the commercial world, they're prepping for that. So this journal really calls out this point of, if people have the ability to manipulate memories, can that change and alter the notion of self? If I can manipulate your memory, are you going to start seeing yourself in different ways? And that's what they've been doing with me. They changed my memories and try to make me accept these falsified memories. So today when they do these things, they'll be like, you see, that's proof. We mapped it. When in reality, they just manipulate me to experience the stimulation I will get today because they make me experience those stimulations. So when I look at this little kid, the little girl, and she was also with the little brother, but they're changing really with the little girl. And the little girl, because they say, little girls are little girls. When in reality, it's them. When they're the true threat to kids, little boys or little girls. But when I saw these neighbors or these little kids that live in the neighborhood, when they were coming in and out of this apartment building, when I was waiting outside, they changing the perceptions of the way I was looking at this kid, giving sensation, stimulation. That's especially the little girl, like I said, to try to make it seem like that's what you're experiencing, and they really try to make me believe that this is what I experienced. I know it's falsified. I know, and they try to find ways to kind of change it, lighten up a little bit, change it, not be as aggressive, making less obvious that it's a manipulation, soften a little bit the stimulation, the sensation. And then they whisper, oh, you are. Like this gimmicky shit. I know this is a falsified memory. I don't have doubt. But it's not the first time they try to manipulate this memory. Before it was like more obvious that it was a falsified memory. Now, because of time and my brain is fading away, the sensation stimulation feels so real. This is not the first time. That's why I'm thankful that they're bringing up things they've tried to work on before. No, the time wasn't okay because I guess I was still very much conscious of my real memories, and now my brain is writing a little bit more, so my memories are even fading away, and so they implant these new versions, and it feels more real. And then gaslight, they're gonna try to make me accept these false memories, give me the stimulation, the sensation, the perception that I did not have at the time, but make me experience it at that time. And they make me like, this little girl's like, you give me the sensation, stimulation. And they're like, she was pretty. Yes, good for her. Beautiful little girl. But they give me a sensation and stimulation that's falsified, that stimulate like a sexual stimulation. And like, you see. And they're sending this, and when I mimic these voices, I'm not trying to be just comical. This is what these childlike individuals using this V2K sound to me when they talk to me via V2K. It's like a game they're playing to try to make me be acceptive to these falsified memories, where they give me sensation and stimulations, and they want you to accept this. They are trash. Now listen, whatever's going to happen to me is going to happen to me, but one thing is for sure, I want to make sure to show a pure tracking pattern of the manipulation. When you see this video, I wasn't talking about this is something they start working on it. I mean, this is the second or third time, but I think last year they was trying to work on this specific memory. I think I made a video about it, and they tried to change something like that. That's when they started to change. It was last year, or like maybe and beginning of this year or something like that. They were trying to create false sensation then. This video I made in October 2020, I wasn't talking about this specific falsified memory, but I literally described what I'm just saying here. Why would I say something that it wasn't even happening at the time in regard of that specific memory, and today I can say the same thing? Because my point is to show the pattern of what they do. Because they're going to continuously do something. At this point, I don't know if there's more where they're going to implant some more memories, but this is what they're going to do. Was I going to think, oh, they're going to change? No, it's like this is what they do. They are changing memory and creating sensations and perceptions that weren't there at the time, and other things. Go in that video, look that video up. This is in 2020, about 3 years from this point. Why what I said then is exactly what I'm saying today? Why is what I said then exactly fit what I'm saying today? Is that I'm a prophet? Or is it because it's the obvious things they've been doing? It's because they're very systematic. They do the same thing over and over. This is not the first, it's not going to be the last. They're going to do something else. They're going to change something, make some stimulation, feelings, and try to make me feel guilty for that. And in the midst of me saying these things, they tell me about the torture. Like I said, when I make videos putting things in perspective about how they falsify this thing, this memory, this reaction, this stimulation, this perception, what they like to talk about is how I'm going to be tortured. And they say the most graphic ways, things like they'll stretch you out, right? Why do you think they're saying that now? It's because they want to disorient me and make me think of this terrible thing they tell me I'm going to experience while I'm putting things in perspective, because they want me to be accepting of these false memories. This game they play is meant for you to forget who you are. Like I said, this journal is very right on, because yes, they are trying to change and alter the self notion of who you are. They want you to be acceptive of what you're experiencing today and go into your memories and start making you experience the same thing you experience today, because they are manipulating you to experience this. And so because this technology has the full ability to manipulate your memories in every disturbing ways you can imagine, they can do that. And of course, can you imagine if the commercial world is talking about we have to prep for the day they manipulate memories? This is not a journal, a medical journal about in the military world or in this intelligence community world. They're talking about the commercial world. We know target individual. We are human experimentation from entities that are using the most sophisticated technology that at this point is almost science fiction when if people heard about it in the public. They are capable of manipulating your memories, and we know that. I'm not the first, and I will not be the last one to say that. But of course they're capable. If these people in 2016 are talking about, oh, we have to get ready because science fiction of yesterday is today's reality. This is in 2016. You understand? So to all my target individuals, for me, I will continuously show a clear patterns of the manipulations. And to the point where I can say 3 years ago, I was talking about how they manipulate my memories in this fashion. Listen to what they manipulate today. Does it not fit exactly what I said 3 years ago? And of course, but this bottom feeders, this trash, this civilian low life that the government contract at their job is to make you accept these things and warn you of the torture, not to warn you, but for you to accept these manipulations. They're gonna torture you like this and that. You're gonna get this and that, and very very descriptive because they want you to be like, oh my gosh, this is happening to me. Sorry, this is what I'm experiencing. It must be true because this and that's gonna happen to me. And it's like, we're so mad, they're gonna be torturing you. You see what trash, you low life bottom fears that make me have these falsified memories because you want to create a match to what you're doing to me today. They're nasty low life that live off a distorted reality, and they need to act accordingly. It's part of the gigs. It's part of what they're supposed to be doing. But at the same time, I think it helps them cope with the reality they're in. To all my target individuals, stay strong and do not subscribe to any falsified memories, any falsified reaction, any falsified perceptions, any falsified thoughts. As hard as it is to figure which one are falsified, when you know they're falsified, do not subscribe to it. Do not identify to this. Stay strong. Memories where they might have some basic memory, but it can also be, um, added to it to kind of create and be manipulated. And lastly is it's almost so it's not the memory where you actually had that memory, but the perception changes in that memory, and sensations are added to it. Not It's just so weird to even try to explain something like that because it does feel so, you know, so abnormal. But adding sensations, feelings, perceptions of things you weren't feeling, just to also create this narrative in this persona.